Okay, hi there, it's Kim Willis again, another Facebook Live. This is the first Facebook Live for me for this week. I've got 4 of them booked up, and so this is number 1, another 3 to go before Friday. Yes, Facebook Lives. Interesting way to communicate with people. Just waiting for a few people to jump on the call or on the presentation here. Got one already. Okay, hi Ash, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. Got a good topic here, how to find quality people who pay you more dollars, pay you more money. How would you like that? How would you like that to happen? Be pretty good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Sometimes the problem that people have is not so much about generating leads, they're just not generating the right type of leads. And then they wonder why they're not making much money. The people don't buy because they're flat broke, or if they do buy, they don't spend much money. And goodness, I've had a few of these issues myself over the years, but generally I've done okay with it because I've become very clear about my targeting, and that's where it starts. So this is a really good topic, And if you want to make money and become more profitable, I think the quality issue is something that we all have to address at some time. So I'll get started in a minute, but first up, see who else we've got here. Hey there, Fred. How you doing? Good to see you again. Hi, Mark. Mark Newsom. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you on a call before. That's great. We've had some good sort of email conversations and happening, but haven't seen you on a call. That's great. And Fred, yeah, old mate of mine, Fred. G'day, Fred. All right. Like I say, this is a really good topic: how to find quality people who pay you more money. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in, whether you're an affiliate market, a network marketer, a coach, a consultant, some other kind of solopreneur, or even you're running a traditional business. Finding quality people, attracting quality people is, I was going to say it's the name of the game. Perhaps not, but it's certainly one of the key ingredients. Now, one thing I did forget to do is to make sure that you can hear me. So I'll just do a quick sound check. Can somebody just say, yeah, good, you can hear me, no problem, please, or a thumbs up or something like that? Can you just do that before I continue? Because I had a situation happen last week where I was talking for a few minutes there and no one could hear me. So we just need to make sure that you can hear me. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Mark, from one coach to another. Right. So you can hear me, guys. Just please confirm that. Someone say, yeah, I can hear you. That would be great. That would be really good. Yes, no problem. Okay. Yeah. And hi, Diane. Thanks, Diane. Thanks for that thumbs up. All right. As I say, this is a really important topic. Quality, finding quality people and having quality conversations with those people. It's hard to have a quality conversation with somebody who is what we might call a low rent person. Okay, very hard to do that. It definitely is not empowering. It's not. It doesn't give you the energy that you need to do your job properly. So what I found is that when I find quality people, I tend to have very good conversations with those people. Everything moves up a level, right? And if I'm having a good conversation with someone, chances are they're going to do business. So, and what I found is that the best conversations happen with quality people who appreciate what you're doing. They lock into your core proposition. They really resonate with you. And of course, they can afford to buy. Financial capacity is important. And I think some people maybe have a bit of an issue with that, as some marketers, they're not always comfortable about either talking to better quality people, or if they are comfortable about that, they're maybe uncomfortable about bringing up the topic of money, filthy lucre, money, moolah. We have to, if there are some blockages, we need to address them. Now, I'm going to give you 3 points. 3 points today. I've only got about 8 minutes because I have another Facebook Live booked in straight after this one. And so I'll need to prepare for that one. Now, so I'm going to give you 3 points, but just before I do, just a real quick snapshot about me. I've been a digital nomad now for the last 5 years, but I've been marketing online for more than that, for 12 years. And I started with affiliate marketing. It was kind of high ticket affiliate marketing, and my early success in my first month gave me the financial ability or capacity to quit the rat race a month later. So 60 days I was out. There was no more daily commuting. That was kaput for me. I wanted to get out urgently, right? So that was in 2006, and so I've been making an income online ever since. And I can tell you that sometimes it's been a struggle, but there have been plenty of other times when it's been absolutely glorious. And the sort of money that I've made is the kind of thing that a lot of people just dream about. So, but look, you have up days, down days, up months, down months. But as long as the overall trend is up and positive, hey, it's got to be a great thing. So right now I'm in Asia. I'm in Cambodia specifically, moving over to Vietnam. My son is over there, so I'm moving over there fairly early next year. So it's been quite an adventure. I come from a very protected and cloistered environment from Australia, and to live amongst people in a developing country is quite an eye-opener. But if for the right person, I think it's just an awesome experience, and I'll never forget it. All right, that's enough about me. See who else we've got here on the call. Yeah, Mark, great. Thanks for that, Mark, for that thumbs up. Okay, who else have we got here? And Fred. Okay, all right. So let's look at these three ideas, or 3 points that I want to make about this topic. How to find quality people who pay you more money. Well, first up, you've got to look at blockages. Are you having blockages? Are there blockages? Because there's no point looking at nuts and bolts strategies, practical tactics and tips and all the rest of it if there are blockages that are holding you back. Okay, so you've got to have a way to firstly identify those blockages. So number one, that's identification, and number 2, you've got to have a way to banish them from your life. Now, the sort of blockages that I'm talking about could be something to do with hang-ups about money. All right. Maybe you got a hang up about your product or your service. Maybe it's a higher ticket kind of thing, and deep down you don't believe you're worth it. Okay, and goodness, I've had issues like that in the past as well. Not now. I can honestly say I don't have issues like that anymore, but I did. But fortunately, I was able to address them. I called out the problem. I confronted it, and then I figured out a way of banishing it, and got to the point where even with my own services in the offline world, 15 years ago, people were paying me up to $60,000 for a package. So, and this is in the working with small businesses and people entities like that. So I definitely overcame the problem, but I did have an issue about money. So if you've got an issue about money, you've got to address it. First thing you need to do is call it out, you name it, then you shame it, and then you expunge it. Expunge, that's right, you dump it. Mentally, you dump it. Okay, but the most important step is to name it, call it out, name it, shame it, expunge it. All right, so you must name it. You must name it. You must identify any blockages that you have. So if you have a blockage about money, name it, shame it, expunge it. If you've got a blockage about talking to better quality people, you need to do the same thing. Some people persist in talking to lower quality people, not people who are not really discerning. They're not really a good fit for what you're offering. They do it because they feel comfortable talking to those people, and they feel uncomfortable talking to people that they see who are above their situation, above their station in life. And I get that one as well, because I've had big issues with that in the past. I didn't think I was good enough to talk to these, better quality people, people who perhaps were more successful than me. Once again, I had to confront it. I had to name it, shame it, and then expunge it. And it doesn't necessarily happen overnight. It's something that might take a month or 2 or 3. You might be lucky. It might only take a week before you've solved the problem. But above all, you've got to identify these blockages if you've got them, so in terms of talking to quality people, if you've got a blockage there, you need to fix it. If you've got a blockage about money and asking for more money, asking for what you're worth, you've got to fix that as well. There's just no way around it. You've just got to confront it. You have to confront it. And you cannot fix the problem unless you confront it head on. And so that starts with naming, as I said. So you've got to address blockages, and once you've done that, okay, then you can move forward. Then you can start looking at tactics. What tactics am I going to use to find better quality people who can pay you more money? All right? So then we look at the tactics. What a lot of people do is that they get it all around the wrong way. They put the cart before the horse. All they want to know is the tactics, but they've still got these blockages. They've still got these hang-ups. They've still got these impediments to forward movement. And it doesn't matter how excited you are about a particular tactic. If you've got these underlying issues, they're gonna pull you up. They're gonna pull you up at every opportunity. So be careful about this. This is really important. But anyway, let's talk about the tactics. The second point I want to make is the first of the tactics. And look, I've got a number of tactics, but today I'm only going to share 2. All right, 2 tactics that you can take to the bank. The first one is pretty obvious: fish in the right ponds. So if you're let's say you're mainly marketing on Facebook, well, fishing in the right ponds is fairly easy to do. It's a very simple thing to do. You would join Facebook groups. You wouldn't join spammy groups. You would join quality discussion groups that are attracting quality people, okay? So that's what you would do. That's one of the things you would do. In terms of friend requests, if you're using your personal profile as well, in terms of friend requests, well, you be very careful about who you accept as a friend. Or if you reach out to people that you want to have as a friend, once again, you'd be very careful. So you would want to check their profile, maybe even send them a message. I do that a lot. Send people a message, or if they're making a friend request of me, I will send them a message and I say, I see that you've made a request to join me as a friend. Can I ask what's the main reason that you want to be my friend? Okay. And that will then flush out either good or bad, or a combination of both. So if they're wanting to pitch me about something, if they're wanting to, if they don't really have a good reason as to why they want to be my friend, right, I hit the delete button. They're gone, because I'm looking for quality. And I'm really focused on this at the moment, and have been for several months. I'm seeking to upgrade the quality of the communications and connections that I have with people. All right. Now, in the past, when I first started using Facebook as a platform, I was indiscriminate. I wasn't very clear about the quality thing. I just wanted numbers, right? Quantity over quality. All right. Now, if I had my time over again, I would do things differently, but you live and you learn, don't you? The school of hard knocks. Okay. So now I can tell people, I can warn people about how not to do it, right? So if we're talking about friendships, only make connections with the right people who probably in all likelihood have financial capacity to deal with you, people who resonate with what you're on about, people who perhaps like your content. Maybe they've seen your content before they send a friend request, and if they give you the thumbs up on that, well, that's good. People who you can help. And that's the last one. People that you can help, because you have a solution for those people. So that's a big one. No point in making connections with people that you cannot help. And let's face it, we can't help everybody. We can't help people who are, well, this is me, right? You might have a different approach, but I can't help people who don't speak good English, because to me, communication is everything. And if I know I can communicate well with somebody, but if they can't communicate well with me, then we're going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem adding value to them, because there's a kind of a breakdown in connection there, if you understand what I'm saying. So I want that. I want good English speaking skills. Now, I teach people how to improve their content. I do all sorts of things like that. So it's not just a matter of being able to speak good English, it's also a matter of being able to write or create content that communicates well with an audience. So if a person can barely put a few words together on a piece of paper, or in Facebook Messenger, I'm going to have a problem there. So probably not a good fit for me. I'm not saying not a good fit for you, and it may work for you, I don't know, but I'm just saying this is my checklist. This is my checklist. So can I communicate with these people? Can I help them? Do I have a solution to their problem? Can I identify their problem? Because I'm thinking 100% about them. What are their issues? What keeps them awake at night? What's their pain? And can I solve it? If I cannot solve those problems, well, what's the point? What's the point? I'm better off just sending them somewhere else. Okay? And then the final one is, can they afford me? That's a big one. Can they afford me? Now, in the marketing realm, if you're targeting marketers, affiliate marketers, network marketers, people like that, the sad reality is that 95% of them are broke, right? So if you're accepting a lot of friend requests, or you even got a Facebook group and you're adding people to your Facebook group, and the reality is that most of those people are broke, well, the chances of you being able to do business with them is probably slim to none. All right, and if you do business with them, they're going to buy the little bitty version of your product or your service. Right? They're not going to buy the bigger version, which is where you make the money. You're not going to make the money from a $30 thing, selling a $30 thing, are you? You're not going to make much money there, or a $60 thing or something like that. It's, in my experience, you make the money when somebody buys something that has more value, a $500 thing or a $1,000 thing or service or whatever it happens to be, or a $10,000 service, if we really want to go crazy with this kind of thinking. But that's how you're going to create freedom for yourself. In all probability, you're not going to create freedom for yourself if you're selling itty bitty little products or services or something like that. You're not going to create freedom. You're always going to be like a slave, just working and just taking on more customers, making you $30, making you $50, making you $90, but you're never going to be able to attain true freedom. Okay, so think about that. Fish in the right pond. So that's number 2. First one, just to recap, address blockages that you have. Blockages about money, blockages about talking to better quality people, etc. Number 2, fish in the right ponds. And number 3, this is another tactic. So this is my second and last tactic for today. If we want to refine it, narrow it down, use lead magnets, but not just any old lead magnet, the right type of lead magnet. Okay, so what is a lead magnet? Lead magnet is a piece of information that you've packaged up in a kind of a digital format. Could be in the form of a cheat sheet, a short report, could be a one-page cheat sheet or something like that. Okay, turn it into a PDF. A great headline, a headline that addresses a problem that your target audience is experiencing. Then ideally you would link it up to, you'd have a capture page. So people, to get the cheat sheet, they need to opt in. And then on the other side of the capture page, well, they're going to be taken to some kind of a message, and they'll be added to your email list, so you can continue to follow up in an automated way. But even if you don't do the capture page, even if you don't do the autoresponder thing, you just have the PDF cheat sheet, you can still profit from that. So you have your cheat sheet, and then you promote that cheat sheet on your personal profile, on your business page, in your group, if you've got one, and in other people's groups if they allow it. Okay, you promote it. But here's the thing about, look, I love the cheat sheet method. I've got 3 of them in the works right now. Okay, so every day I'm working on these cheat sheets because I want to have a bunch of them ready for the new year. Okay, so in fact they'll be ready before Christmas, but I'm not going to. I may only launch one before Christmas. But here's the thing that I've learned about cheat sheets. You can flush out people who are interested in your topic, and that's what you want. You want to flush them out. You don't necessarily want to be prospecting people on Messenger all the time. That's kind of very time consuming. It's annoying. If you can flush them out with a cheat sheet, all to the good. But here's the kicker. You want to flush them out with the right topic, the right headline, okay? The right headline. So if you're wanting better quality people who can pay you more money, well, then you will create a headline that will give you more of those people, all right? Okay? So you got to think about that. You got to think about that. What sort of a headline could you create? What could you call your cheat sheet so that it flushes out people who not only have an interest in your topic, but also have the financial capacity to do business with you in the way that you would like? Think about it. I'm not going to give you an answer right now. I just want you to think about it. If you want to type in your thought, type it in. Type it in. I can work. I'm happy to work with you in the chat box here, and I'll give you some ideas. I'm not going to do it on this call right now, but just think about it. How can you flush out people who, number one, have an interest in your topic because they recognize they have a problem that needs to be solved, and if your little cheat sheet can help them solve one problem at a time, that would be great. But at the same time, you want to flush out the people who have financial capacity. I'll give you a clue. People who are already spending money. For me, like, I target marketers, okay? You might be targeting other types of people. You might be targeting business owners. You might be targeting people who want to lose weight, who want to get fit, who want better relationships. There's all sorts of different categories here, but I'm targeting marketers. So for me, I want people who have a problem that I can solve, number one. And number two, I want people who can spend money, who have financial capacity. You know, a way to do that is to look for people who are already spending money on advertising and promotion. So what you can do is you can create a heading for your cheat sheet that will target those people who are already spending money. All right, because if they're already spending money over here, chances are they can spend money here with me if I can demonstrate to them that I've got something that is a superior option. All right, so with your cheat sheet, you don't just want to flush out a bunch of looky-loos who have no financial capacity to do business with you. You want people who have an interest in your topic and have the financial capacity to pay. And so it partly comes down to targeting the right people in the first place, but secondly, offering a topic or a cheat sheet or something like that that will target those people with a bullseye message designed to flush out people who've got financial capacity. So think about that. So they're my 3 topics, my 3 points rather. Address blockages, number 1. Number 2, fish in the right pond. So that's about target marketing, okay? The right Facebook groups, the right friends that you're taking on board as friends, new, better quality friends. And finally, a specific little topic. Create a piece of information that will solve one problem, and then give it a headline that will flush out the best quality people. All right, that's it for today. My next Facebook Live is coming up in a few minutes. It'll be in the TriBuilder community group. So I won't be running it on my personal profile. I won't be running it in other groups, including TriBuilder Core Group. It'll be in the TriBuilder community group. So if you're a member of that group, head on over there and you will be welcomed for sure. And that topic is, it's about the cheat sheet. It's about the cheat sheet. I'll give you the exact headline: how to use a lead magnet to laser target people who have the money to buy your product or service. How to laser target them. So I'm going to talk a bit more about that, and then we'll go into other peripheral side topics. So that's in the Tribe Builder community group. It's a free group. If you're not already in that group, you can make a request, and if I see the request in time, I will approve it, and so that you can also participate in that topic, in this topic about lead magnets. So we'll continue on the discussion in the group. All right, okay, folks, that's it. Anyone else we can, I can just give a welcome to before I close off? Bum, bum, ba, ba. Okay, yeah, thanks, Mark, that's great. Fred, if you don't capture the email, you are throwing away money. Yes, that's right. But I'm thinking also about the newbie marketer who finds it all that a bit daunting. So it's not the end of the world if you don't capture their email for the newbie marketer, because at least you've got somebody that you're engaging with on Messenger. And hey, I've done business plenty of times over the last couple of years, particularly from people that I've met on Messenger who were not on my email list. They went onto my email list after they paid some money. All right, so it's not the end of the world. It's better if you can do it the way Fred is saying, but it's not the end of the world. I've got people like Connie Kachir and other people who've made plenty of sales with via Facebook without having any of those people on their email list. They've made plenty of sales, and of course once they buy, then they automatically will go onto an email list. So there's different ways of doing it, different ways of looking at it. Let's confront our orthodoxies and just say, well, okay, it's stair steps. We'll settle with this method right now, and then we can step up to a more sophisticated level, in a month or two, and then onwards and upwards. It really depends on where a person is at in their career pathway. All right, folks. Okay, this is Kim Willis, and I'll better get ready for this next one in the Tribe Builder community group. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.